following feature is rated SM for spiritual maturity and is not intended for the immature who wishes to remain as such. The views expressed are not necessarily those of our sponsors, as they sometimes could care less about what the host is saying, but is more concerned about having their product on a popular show. Warning, small minds, listen at your own risk, as this content is extremely overwhelming and may do further damage to those minds closed off to objective reality. Approach with an open mind, as the heavy nature of the content will lick your chip.
Okay,
Go ahead.
So,
Yes.
So we love involving Lynn, and today the subject that we're going to jump into has to do with
Bad idea.
how police treatment of black people. And obviously this is a serious subject, so we're going to mostly be serious. But
we're not gonna lie. We're gonna tell you the truth.
yeah.
But how the truth may come out.
Yeah. So let him start, cause he got better relations with the police than I do.
Let us do this, sir.
Well, goddamn, say something, man.
That's fine. He can start.
Okay.
But,
So
but you
we
just said,
talked about this a little earlier.
You dragging
We
it
talked
on.
about this a little earlier, and even how the policing first started. It started to keep our heads busted. If you left that plantation, if you did something down, they were called the slave patrol. And then they put their little money together and said, we're gonna call y'all. They changed it from slave patrol. Maybe back then it was a bad way to look at it, so they changed it to policing. Which policing means gathering things together. You're policing it.
Gathering
So
the
they use
together.
right. So they use that, and that became the first police force. Now we always talk about, your roots. You come from your roots. So if it started from that, is there any reason why we wouldn't think policing would be bad for us? The DNA started from that. They trying to bust our heads to keep making their money from them. The slaveholders. That's where it came from. 1800s. Policing. That's where it came from.
But
So it's no surprise to me. But it's no surprise to me. But I got some great relationships. I have policemen in my family. I know a lot of great policemen, but I know a ton of more crooked motherfuckers. But I'm gonna stop hugging the mic. I'm taking over the mic and.
yeah, I was wishing you would stop. I was wishing you would stop. What is that favorite word you always use? I am digressing.
I am digressing.
Oh man, let's not digress.
So
you articulate extremely well, but you know what? You enlightened me to something I had no knowledge of. And I've been around the corner a long time. Okay, so the policing started in the 1600s and 1700s, and that was freaking amazing to me. I wish I knew really more about it. So that more or less, like a tree that grows branches, bloom to this way. So we got policing in every state now. Okay.
Well,
so you tell me that was the founding fact. What? Everywhere in America?
No. I got a way more important question.
Wait.
Go
Okay.
hold
Go
on.
ahead. That's why I was
got a
looking at my
question
man.
for you,
So
though.
go ahead.
So, how was it to live in the 1700s?
Oh, so now you're gonna throw shade with his slow
I'm
ass.
just playing, okay.
You need to play.
No, I'll be trying to lighten this up a little bit. I just be wanting this to lighten it up a little bit.
You should have asked.
But no, don't tell me what I should ask.
You asked that book.
But I was kidding.
Come on, you got your book.
Just lighten it up, man. Goddamn. You two get the table and it's like
Come on,
nobody
bro.
can talk. No, I'm saying I want to run it back to you though. So is that when they speak about you said the magistrates and magistrates. Okay, so the magistrates was initially slave runaway gatherers.
No.
Okay, they wasn't.
You messed up on that one, but keep going. Let's see where you at.
I am asking questions, old man.
I just said you messed up on that. I said no. Let's see where you at. I want to see your level of intelligence about that because
Man, We all on the same team, nigga.
I know that. But
This whole thing is to gain knowledge.
Come on.
Speak.
Let
me shut up. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this.
Black knowledge.
For your
For my edification.
No,
Yes, go ahead.
no, dog. From when you the time that you was a young man.
Time I was young man. Okay.
That means no, I haven't finished the question.
In the 1700s.
Talk about 1960 something. Okay.
No, let me finish the question, please.
Oh, okay. Finish this.
1760.
Take you all day.
No, you
I ain't
right
forgot
in.
about your. See that?
Come on.
There you go.
From your experience.
From my
You were a
experience.
young man.
Uh-huh.
I want you to elaborate what that was like for your period when you were growing up and had to deal with from you 17 to 35 as a black man. What was it like?
What was it like? So, in what
And elaborate
gender?
on it.
What gender are you talking about? What was it like? If you was a black man and you 17, 18 years old, you worried about a multitude of things. You worried about the police department.
What was it like for you all in your period?
You worried about the police department. You worried about not ending up Muslim. You worried about not getting drafted and ending up Vietnam. You worried about trying to eat every day. You worried about surviving. It was a multitude of things that you worried about.
But we just want to worry about. We just gonna
So
focus
you
on the
pick
police.
anything.
No, we were talking about the police.
The
What was
police?
it-
You
what
worried
was
about the police? Like
No. This is the subject we're
Okay,
discussing.
go ahead.
The subject is what was it like for you dealing with the police between the time that you were 17 to you were 35?
Okay.
So not the multitude of things.
Okay.
Just dealing with the police. What
Okay.
was it like for a black man then?
It's fucked up. I can this version for you.
No, we on this
He probably
podcast.
don't remember.
We on this podcast.
It was 100 years
You
ago.
saying you want to give knowledge? No. You want to give knowledge?
No, I ain't
What was it
giving no
like?
knowledge on it. It's fucked up.
All right, okay.
Wait a minute.
I'll talk for my period. For my period, since my brother don't want to speak on it, and he want to
Yeah.
get his short version, and
Yes,
this
very
is
short
this is
version.
stuff. This is we're not.
It's just like now. It's fucked up.
We are empowering our brothers. We empowering each other. What's tell them, Greg? What is this? Black, giving them
Black everything.
Black everything. So when we're empowering this, we're not doing this to bull crap around with you. We're not doing this. We want to give you all some knowledge. What it's like each period, what it is now, what it was before, where it started, where they said they had police reform in the 60s. They never all of this stuff that they've said they had done for it's never been to our benefit. So it is important that you don't continue to do the same thing over and over and over and let them affect us in a way that's not good for us at all. That's not good for us. So we need to always speak on it. We're going to talk about every section of it. We're going to talk about how it affected Greg in his life, how it affected mine, Lansdom era, different era. None of it has ever been good, but it's always been different for everybody. So
Well,
that's
I
what we're
also
getting.
do want to point out too that
Speak.
we all sit here and we having our backs and forth, but we all do agree on one thing. Treatment of black people in America is different than any other race.
Isn't it? You know, I jumped out there and was upset, but I put it in condensed version. It is fucked up. We have been getting fucked up right here in America. As long as I can breathe, as long as I can ship between two shoes. I think about how mistreated my grandparents were, how mistreated my father was, how mistreated I have been, and then I look around at you, and then here, y'all are living a quality life, but one thing still remains. I think y'all are mistreated as well. So that's why I gave you the condition.
But that wasn't us.
I think we just fucked up. I know I
You know
digressed
what?
to
I
talk
also
about it.
want to point out real quick
that because it wasn't
that the whole reason that we having this discussion today about this particular subject is because something recently just happened in Frisco, Texas, to where a 4-family people were pulled over by officers assuming that their car was stolen, and they come out, shut the whole highway down,
shut the highway down.
and
Came out
then
with them big ass.
came out with guns from all
my question is,
directions.
did they survive it?
Let them finish telling the story.
Okay.
Your conversation skills suck.
Come on, man.
Did they survive it?
Of course they did. That's why we're telling the story.
Oh, okay, then that's good. I don't care about the story.
The content, and I'm not going to interrupt you, Greg, is on policing.
Yes.
That's why he was talking about it in regards to that.
I was
Okay.
basically saying this is the reason we having this subject today,
Okay.
because this just happened a couple days ago.
Okay, I agree with you.
We're gonna show that video here in a minute too, just so we can kind of
Need some depth.
get some depth, some understanding, perspective.
Okay. Okay.
But we did want to start off by giving our own experiences and our own views on it, because it's very similar, as you can see, throughout the different
Different eras.
periods.
Yeah.
You know,
But it's
talking
still-
about
it's still
he was
jacked up,
in maybe
man.
it was in the 1700s, right?
Yeah, it's in 1700. Yeah, it's in 1700.
Now
More than 660s. Or
he
what?
was like the 60s,
No joking.
He was like the 1960s. and
60
then-
what?
Say what
60
it-
what? What year? What year?
60s.
Say with me.
In the 60s.
Right.
Yeah, I
He
lived on all the
in like
60s.
the 70s and
I grew up
80s.
all the 70s.
We're talking about different eras.
So what else you want me to discuss? Now,
It's a
so
generational
it's the 60s and
similarity.
70s.
We're going
It's
to wait
a
on you to be
generation.
quiet for a second, because I keep
Oh.
when you came up with, I wanted you to elaborate on.
Okay,
From when
I'm
you,
quiet.
You were
Hey man,
17.
put some ice in here and I start drinking. I ain't gotta say a goddamn thing.
No, you got to talk. From 17 to 35, going up, before you went into service, you know, how you and my cousin hustled and did y'all thing. What was the treatment of policemen to a black man then?
It's
What
like
you got?
now.
We ain't talking about now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say what it was in that era.
Okay.
We doing this intentionally for different eras, man. So people
This
can
your
get
show,
understand.
you right.
No, it's not about the show. It's what we're giving them knowledge wise. It ain't no your show, he show, those show. We're here to share some knowledge. That's all it is.
The
man.
knowledge is very simple, man. To me,
What was it like for you in your era? How did the police treat y'all?
black men were unjustly treated in my era from 16 to 35.
Can you give me a couple of incidents where what happened to you?
Incidents?
From that period, in that period where you had an incident with the police department and they was fucking you over? One or two, you can tell them about that from that era?
Okay. So we heard some hearsay. It was garbage. So all of us decided to go to the courthouse. Now we gon' some of us did fuck us, some of us didn't fuck us. So the case before us was the same way. And the judge said, you know what? All you niggas pay for this motherfucking baby until she look like one of y'all. I said, what? She said, the judge said, all you individuals pay for this baby till she look like one of y'all. All y'all pay child support.
So if he just happened to be light skinned and that motherfucker's dark, that's your baby.
That's your baby. That's your baby. Alright? So all them niggas stepped up and I said, no,
Step back.
this looks shady, man. I ain't gonna get into this. And I just sat there and wondered about that motherfucking shit. And then, okay, I got caught up in some other fucked up shit, you know. I was riding in the car, police pulled us over. Just say how old everybody is. Everybody got to crying, you know.
We made him.
Yo. Just say, all you motherfucking punk ass motherfucking 13, 14-year-olds. Don't know they call your mama pick you up. I don't be hard. I said, no, I'm 15. Shit, I ain't like these motherfuckers. Just said, all right, motherfucker. Take that nigga to county. I said, what the fuck?
To county.
Hey,
A 15-year-old.
15-year-old. Hey, man, I'm in jail. 15-year-old. There's 3 other motherfuckers in there. I like me a motherfucking cigarette.
You in a county jail at 15?
Yeah. I won't like me a cigarette. I say, hey, young blood, let me teach you something. You want to survive this motherfucker, you got to adapt. I said,
You in the county jail for you being smart.
Yeah.
Motherfucker telling you what you need to do to survive from being smart with the police.
yeah. The motherfucker opened the back, the pack of matches, you know, the folding type of matches. That motherfucker licked one end, split it down the middle. Now you got 2 matches, young boy. That's how we survive in this. I say, ain't this a big?
wait, okay, because it's a little funny. These niggas survive in county jail.
Hey man, you start out rough. You get your tenacity from that shit, man. That shit wasn't funny.
But that's kind of ridiculous that they'll take a 15-year-old and it was allowed to be like that. But do you want to go next, or you want me to piggyback off?
Oh yeah, I can go where you
I'm
want.
gonna piggyback after that because what I learned even from a young man, you know, I mean, how I came up, everybody always told me no. Anyway, so with being told no, I found and I had a father that was willing to accept me for who I am. I devised ways to get past the system.
Hey man, can you give me
But
some
what I found out with the system,
for the rest of what's in there?
you can't get past it. What I found out is that the prosecuting attorney,
I appreciate you for all that 1800.
the judges, the police department, the public defender, all of the judges, and even the lawyers that you're hearing, they were all in cahoots together when it came to us. It's so many times we've been free case and done tons of way because it comes from the DNA from one of them. It was policing and it was meant to harm us niggas. It's still like that right now today. Like that today, but I'm just speaking on my era. That's how it was. Just how it was. So a lot of us got incarcerated. A lot of us got our head busted.
No, the 1800. Next one over.
A lot of us got our head busted
just
in all
$4
kind
in
of
there.
ways. There was no recourse to it because what happens, what they say is, yeah, he got his head busted because he was resisting arrest. You know, I shot him because it looked like he had a weapon on him. I was defending, and that was so common where it was throughout on a regular basis. In my era, now, Greg's era, I can't speak on because that's where it is now, where I don't have that those kind of issues with police departments. I work with a lot of them, work with a lot of policemen, and I know a lot of them that got some shit that they have to deal with these current times. But Greg, he's a little younger than both of us.
Yeah.
So, what were some of your experiences? What were some of the things for your era that the police affected? How it affected?
Shit. I'm kind of as simple as he said. It was fucked up. Just, you know, you didn't even try to even interact with the police. You avoid at all costs. Even niggas that didn't have warrants. You know, just the mentality is avoid them at all costs.
All costs, man.
Like I'm talking about as meaningful as like you pull into the parking lot to go get something from the store and you see a police car there. Well, I'm going one down the street.
Yeah, hell yeah. I hear you, bro.
Yeah, I ain't finna mess around in that parking lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking. You know,
But hold on, before we start digressing, we were supposed to watch the video. We're gonna do a react to that.
Oh, okay.
Can we get some volume on that, Mont?
Yeah, sure can.
We gonna make our. You can comment as we reacting, but we gonna really just give our full takes afterwards.
Yeah.
Just loud enough that we can hear it, so I ain't got.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, it'll work. I just think about that first.
No, I'm just saying how much I would have to take out.
I don't know right now. Turn it
It's to their issue. They want others to see what happened to them. Here it is.
Whatever happens to me,
An overwhelmed father. Police say it was all a mistake.
I ran at DC, Arizona, to AR.
On July 23rd, a Frisco, Texas police officer ran plates on a black Dodge Charger. But instead of typing AR for Arkansas, she says she typed AZ for Arizona. The information came back as a possible stolen.
Arkansas, AZ.
Right.
It was a high-risk.
How does that fit Arkansas?
At least one officer had his weapon drawn.
Everybody in the car, heads outside the window.
Got the guns drawn. Now that's what I'm used to, right there. Or at least always having the feeling that that's possible when you interact with the police.
If you reach in that car, you may get shot. So be careful. Do not reach in the car.
Of course, we know people have been shot for not reaching in the car.
Right.
What's his name?
in the car.
You know a messed up thing that came out about
What
this
the guy
later?
said he had a man. The boy was talking about. He told the police he had a gun in the car. But Orlando Castillo or something like that. Tore his ass up. The police did. He just.
Yeah.
They're walking him to put him in the police car. And I'm crying, I didn't hyperventilate.
She says.
Yeah, that's the mama.
My husband explains to me that my nephew is in there literally screaming for his life and telling him, Uncle, we are about to die.
But finally, the officer realizes it was a mistake.
Oops.
An incident review is now.
Now they like, oops.
Justifying anything. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't a computer that ran it. It was our human error that did this. And so please forgive us.
You say we didn't ask you if you was justifying that bullshit.
Department's training
She
policy.
clearly.
But they did justify. They say this is our training. This is what they did. They were supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Trauma.
And I think it's gonna be in this video.
No, that's the end of it.
Okay.
I just wanted to play the story and just kind of give an example of current day treatment of blacks. And I'm pretty sure it was pretty similar in y'all days.
Man, I ain't never had that. And you know,
Well, you was probably getting the lashes with the whip, right?
You know,
he said his wife do that nothing. That's their thing.
now we got shady jokes. I'm just looking at that and saying, it's like I said before, it's fucked up. This shit ain't stopped. This shit happened to me several times going from Chicago to St. Louis. Got out the car, made us all lie down on the ground, handcuffed us all, searched the motherfucking car.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't find nothing, right? Mm-hmm. He uncuffed us. Now we got to load the car back up. These motherfuckers didn't put the shit back in the car. They left it on the side of the road.
Right.
Now we load the car back up. All right, that's all cool. We get to St. Louis, come back. Oh, guess what happened? 2 years later, same thing. Side of the road, handcuffed.
On another trip to Chicago, same thing.
Same thing. And I'm saying, when this shit gonna stop?
Right.
And then he stopped. They did that family. They did some of his people, your people. This shit ain't stopped.
No.
When this shit gonna stop? That's why I say it's fucked up.
Well, they so that does
about the beginning.
That does transition to the other aspect of that we want to talk about, how it went from what he was talking about earlier, how they would the magistrates. Mm-hmm. And the next level was the Jim Crow area, right? Mm-hmm. And that was basically every effort they could to make sure black people was seen as lesser than human. And
that's definitely an ingredient of the purpose of having a Jim Crow. Mm-hmm. A lot of the Jim Crow was based on, like in Congress, right, or in the politics. Let's say, and I guess they call us the
2 lighters over there. What's
these are mine. These are mine by red light.
It don't make no difference.
Oh man, it's 2 lighters now.
Hold on, man, that's loud.
All right, okay. So for Jim Crow,
wake me weak ass motherfucker.
We're able to do whatever we want to do with you because you still not considered a real ass person of us. That was the Jim Crow era, and then they took it and they switched to the other ways, with the filibuster and all of that, where even with them getting outvoted in Congress, they could filibuster, and if a few of them said something, then the vote don't go through. They've come up with tons of ways. Mm-hmm. To be able to have their way.
Different policies, different legislation.
But our thing, like you say, black everything, we got to empower ourselves. We got to stop going for that bullshit. We are bigger than we think we are. What's that? We're not going to discuss that. But they want you to think.
No, you was right. We bigger than we think we are.
Well, no, it's a word.
This is true. This is true.
But they have it's an analogy about it, but I don't want to use it now. But the whole thing is that, man, we got to start. We got to start. That's maybe true. We got to start thinking for ourselves, and we got to get together. Like we do this. Yeah. We do this because we passionate about what we do, and we're gonna do well with this because this our hearts in it. We don't play around with this. It's only gonna get better and better. But the whole action is showing the policing and all of these things that we're going through because we continue to allow others to decide how our lives go. Sorry about that, y'all.
How your broke ass phone ringing now? See, it probably ain't broke. You just don't answer it.
Whatever. But yeah.
No, he ain't the one that don't answer. I'm the one that don't answer.
But it's that's just it. You know, with policing us and us allowing them to do that, they're gonna keep pulling pictures on me a bunch of times. I remember I've been in a tux, and they didn't set me on the curb handcuffed. That was for us. That was just common shit that would happen with us with being black people that have to deal with policemen. Getting a gun, shit, pulled on and all that shit.
Wait.
For my era.
Not to me. Now, he's at an event. Alright. He's in a tuxedo.
I wasn't at an event. I was in the car. They pulled us over. Maybe
in the car, and they pull us over. He's in a tuxedo. Now how much wrong you think he doing in a motherfucking tuxedo?
Oh, you can do a lot of wrong. You can do a lot of wrong in a tuxedo, nigga.
They're gonna see if you did something last week or last week.
But I understand your point, though. Your point is that
that's not acceptable to me.
No, I hear you. Your point
is
that
talking about it.
This is the black man. So you change the skin color to a white man, and they wouldn't have looked at that man as a threat. But because the skin color was darker, they felt it was a threat. It don't make no difference if you got a doctor's robe on, nigga. Shit, if they want to punk your ass outside the hospital, they gonna punk you. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate, but it's a reality. And until we all start trying to go and affect some of these laws and really push for some police reform, try to get into our city council meetings and voicing our opinions on the horrible and horrific manner and the methods that they use to police black people, and particularly black people. I've actually
so you think that's the solution, huh?
No, I think it's part of the solution.
Yeah. Okay, that's your part of the solution.
No,
okay,
it's a part of the solution.
A part.
Yes.
A part. What's your part? What do you think? Don't shake your head, nigga, and you just got to talking about this shit.
I can talk about his shit, your shit, any shit.
If you gonna talk about it, nigga.
Nah, I shake my head because I don't think that's part of the solution.
So what you think is your part of the solution?
My idea.
What's
ain't nothing in my head has any positivity. Has any solution to this stuff?
So
this
Uncle Ruckus?
This stuff is scandalous. I don't even know who the fuck Uncle Ruckus is.
He do kind of look like him a little bit.
Hey man, let me state this very clearly.
I was kidding.
This shit is a situational, generational problem that I don't have the mental capability to actually come up with a sincere ideal of a solution to this. They have perpetuated genocide on us for so long.
But who's
I don't
accepting it? We got to stop accepting it.
Okay, if that you think is the solution, to go for it. I don't care.
Where I think we need to start.
Okay, let me be quiet. Go for it.
We need to start. First of all, we need to start loving each other for real and start communicating. Doing our sales. We don't need they banks. We don't need none of they shit. My brother told me a long time when they was growing up in his area, they had a barber, they had a doctor, they had dentist, all in the neighborhood. When you're that powerful, and they realize, well, we ain't got no power over them, they're gonna try to way to disrupt that. The simplest thing for us to do is start getting along, empower ourselves.